Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited, highly anticipated reunion, but it's far as talking. We've been texting and Facebooking since 2017, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bridger Pretz. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Oh, baby. Happy days, a new month, and I'm able to pronounce a couple little syllables. So, a fellow goalkeeper, a student of the game, a devotee of the position and everything about football. My man went down. He went hometown to Moberly, and he's going to take off after this spring and go up to Kansas City area. But I mean to tell you, we met, and I just anybody who's ever heard the name Bridger Pretz and has a communication with you is forever changed and never forgetting you.
Well, man, that means a lot. Thank you so much. And whenever you sent me a message asking me to finally get on one of these, I was very honored because I've noticed you've got a ton of people that you bring on. Some of them way more qualified and way more experienced than me. But it's an honor just to be wanted to talk to you about soccer. So I thank you so much, Kev, for reaching out.
Right on, man. And that just goes to show you that when you got it, you're well certified. That's what you got it, man.
I love it.
Yeah, the universe brought us together. But right before we got on the air, Bridger, under full disclosure, I got to tell everybody, I thought I met you in Jackson, Missouri, at their high school. But you said we met at the championship, state championship game against Vianney and
I think it was Rockhurst.
Yeah,
yep.
exactly.
So, yeah, back then, but I wasn't even a head coach yet. I was still the assistant coach at Fulton High School. But I had it has always been a habit of mine. I always usually go up and watch the state championship games, no matter if my teams are playing or not. And I think you were just sitting there on the side. You were talking to someone. I think I literally just started up a conversation with you, and it kind of went from there. And my fiance will tell everybody I'm a pretty social butterfly, so I could literally talk to a wall. So the fact that I just started a conversation with you and I didn't even know you is pretty much how it always goes for me. So yeah, that was back in 2017, but a lot has changed since then. I've definitely grown up for sure. So
wow. Well, I tell you, don't lose it because you really, when you start up a conversation with a stranger, it's like, holy cow, man, this is really something so much, so getting into it, everything. And did I get it right? Are you a Moberly guy or
yeah,
born and reared and so forth?
yeah. So I'm originally from Moberly, Missouri. I graduated back in 2013. So it's been a while since I've been in high school for sure. But yeah, I went to
Tried 1975.
I was about to ask you, when did you graduate high school? But yeah, I graduated from Moberly High School, and then I went to college, played a little bit of college ball, and then
Where'd you go?
So I went 2 years at a junior college down in Kansas. My first 2 years at Neosho County Community College. They were actually in the national championship this year, so they've been doing a phenomenal job with their program. And then after my 2 years there, I transferred to William Woods University there in Fulton. And I played there my last two, and then I actually started helping out with Fulton High School. And then that's kind of how my coaching career started there. Was an assistant coach under Joel Henley there at Fulton for about 5 years on the boys, 6 years on the girls. I took over the girls team for one season before getting the Moberly boys and head girls job back in my hometown.
Nice. And under full disclosure, if you're not up on the balls of your feet, you're going to get William Jewell and William Wood mixed up.
Yes. Yes, no, I was not. I'll be completely honest. I was a decent player, but I wasn't at that D2 level. But NAI was a good fit for me, and I had known the coach before I had even gone to college. I actually knew when I was in high school, Nathan Mason. He actually just got the Columbia College job. So
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Congratulations. That whole area down there uh, has a soccer history
Hmm.
that's connected to St. Louis coaches, Terry Minkler in particular, and all
Hmm.
his friends and so forth. And everybody got together. Eddie Horn, Scott Blake, Chris Larson, and the guy you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Everybody, and plus others. I'm sorry to I forgot, but that whole area to say, hey man, the X's and O's and the Larrys and the Joes, let's go.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you're like who we call third generation.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I'm one of the younger ones.
yes, you are. And so that is really kind of a cool deal of how all this happens. And it takes one guy who has an ear and another guy that can talk to know about something, and everything works out there. I mean, to this day, I've only met, I can't get a cosign, but I could strike up a conversation with you anywhere and everywhere, along with Scott Blake and the Chris Larson and the Eddie Horn and those types of guys. When you are a soccer player, baby, you're a soccer player, footballer.
Oh yeah, I think we all kind of speak the same language in sense, like the game of soccer or football, it's so worldwide, it's so international, it's got so many languages, it's got so many cultures that play it that it doesn't matter if you're in St. Louis, Springfield, Central Missouri or Kansas City, you all speak the same language. You could strike up a conversation with anybody as long as it's soccer related because we all love and follow the sport so much.
Right on. So the deal comes out is what you going to do when you go to Kansas City?
Yeah, so I've been obviously I'm a teacher here at Moberly High School, and I'll be teaching up there in Park Hills South is actually the school that I will be at teaching. We're still looking to figure out some coaching stuff. They're not hiring anybody right now. They have openings, but they're waiting until later on the spring because the head coach there at Park Hills South, he's also the assistant for the girls, and then the head coach for the girls, the assistant for the boys. So I think they're waiting till later on in the spring before they do a lot of their hiring. But the plan is hopefully to get on with that staff. But if not, if there's something that would happens there where they don't decide to take me, there's a couple club teams that have reached out. So I think I'll be kind of stepping in a little bit to that more individual training and also club travel ball too as well. But I'm hoping to stay in the high school game because I just think the high school game is so important for these kids. And there's just I enjoy the high school game. I think it's the most exciting. I grew up. I played a little bit of club when I was in high school, but I really enjoyed my high school times more than my club times. So I just want to be a part of that for those kids as well.
Right. And twofold. Are you familiar with Franz Hook, the goal player?
Franz Hook? No, I do not know who
Well,
that
I got
is.
to educate you.
Yeah.
But are you anywhere? Do you know anything about the high school champions league?
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, we've been us here in Central Missouri. We've been keeping up with a lot of that stuff, and I wish that Central Missouri kind of had their own little thing like that too. But I've been keeping up with it. I think. Who won it on the girls' side? Was it not Ursuline Academy or was it Cord Jesu? Which one was it who just won it on the girls' side? I just saw it on
Co-
Twitter.
Koriezu.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, yeah, that's who won it. I saw that they were. I mean, they're freaking phenomenal this year. They're phenomenal every year, But no, we keep up with it down here in the Central Missouri.
Oh, absolutely. And so you know that I know that you know you expressed a little interest about podcasts, correct, Bridger?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
Well,
think it'd be fun.
well, all right. Well, so you know that I know that you know I'm one of the content influencers. With the high school champions league, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, and I'm tucked away back in the corner, so you gotta be off the beaten path to recognize the whale. You say, "Oh yeah," and they don't put me out on Front Street. And but this high school champions league, I mean to tell you, bro, it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, there's just so many good games. Like you look at every single one of those teams that's scheduled, whether it's a class two or a class three or class four, like all those games are competitive and they're good, man. And that's the one thing that I think that the reason why the Central Missouri area probably won't adapt anything like that is a lot of it is the levels between the class fours and the class threes and the class twos in Central Missouri is so like there's too much of a gap between the levels. Whereas like your St. Louis, a perfect example is Clayton, a class two school, but those guys are beating class fours, they're beating class threes. And unfortunately, in the Central Missouri area, the gap between the classes is just too big. But there in St. Louis, you guys can make it work because there's just so much talent in all of these teams.
Well said. Good observation. Uh, and I'm here to tell you, Bridger, and can you put us in the mindset of an international type of guy you are, and focus in on your area and recognizing I'm saying this that those boys and girls, those scholar champions that put on lace up the boots and play, and they understand how it's going to work out, but they are there every day. They play as much as they can play, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. You know.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for sure. Like the love for the sport here in Central Missouri is absolutely there. I think the biggest thing that the Central Missouri area I think we struggle with a little bit is lack of resources. Like here's the thing: you go to St. Louis, you guys have a vast history of soccer that goes all the way back to like the 50s and the 60s, whenever, right? Whenever it started, probably even before then. With the Hill in St. Louis. I
right.
mean, soccer's been played in St. Louis for over 100 years. Central Missouri, we're pretty slow when it came. I mean, we Moberly got soccer back in 94, 95. I think it was the first year that Moberly had a team. And you guys had already been playing high school soccer for over 30 years before Moberly even gets a team. Well, we're pretty similar to the other schools like Mexico, Ashland. I think Rockbridge and Hickman, the bigger schools, they had it. But soccer really was kind of late to this area. And you can just tell it's the same thing with the youth infrastructure. Central Missouri, there's really only two club team options. You've got your Sporting Columbia there, and well, there's three, I guess. There's Sporting Columbia in Columbia. You've got Columbia Rush, which is just part of Missouri Rush, and then you have UCC out of Jefferson City. Other than that, that's pretty much the only options you have when it comes to quote unquote club travel soccer. And even if you play for those teams, I mean, Columbia is about a 35-minute drive for Moberly. That's an hour and a half drive for Kirksville. It's almost an hour drive for Mexico. So if the kids are really devoted for soccer here in this Central Missouri area, there's a lot of hoops they have to go through to even play on those travel and competitive teams. So unfortunately, like this Central Missouri area, we're a little bit behind just because of the lack of the resources, because we're not the big metro areas where there's 10 high schools in a space of 15 miles. We're so spread out here in this area. And I'm not saying there's not good players or there's not, devoted players who can just play on their high school teams and be good. But we really kind of do miss out on those year-round teams that can keep us competitive with those St. Louis and Kansas City kids.
Way to go, Bridger. The story goes out as this. I learned the other day from a guy from the Barcelona, and he says, listen, the training methodologies of Barcelona has been scientifically come down to child development to help anybody and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So the 8-year-old is training the same way as the Barcelona people are.
Oh yeah, it's a whole entire methodology they have. I mean, they're training them since they're 8, 6, 7, 8 the same way, the same style, and I think you see that here. I think there's definitely kids that I mean, the coaching is good here. There's a lot of really good Central Missouri coaches. Some of the coaches that you listed, Scott Blake, Eddie Horn came through here. There's a lot of great coaches in here. But unfortunately, high school coaches can only do so much whenever we only get them for like 3, 4, 4 or 5 months of the year. It's what are those kids doing the other 6, 7, 8 months of the year when they're not in season?
Well, that's why we got Bridger Pretz right here, ladies and gentlemen. Forget about the box. We're throwing away the box, and we're going to be together. We're not leaving each other, for all these years and tapping. We'll communicate. We won't get a lot of facial time, but we're going to. You and I are buddies from now on.
Yeah, man. Well, good. I'm always down.
Because you're well certified, baby.
Hey, I love it.
And that's the way it's going to be, is that we're going to find out what's the problem. We're going to solve the problem. Now, what kind of teacher are you, Bridge?
So my original degree was in physical education and health. I taught that for 3 years when I was there at Fulton. But when I came back to Moberly, there wasn't a PE opening. So I've actually moved into the special education world. So I'm helping students with disabilities, primarily with their math skills. So I was never a big math guy in high school. I actually kind of hated math, but for some reason, it's kind of in my later life. I don't know if it's every 7 years, your body resets, your mitochondria or whatever. So now you're a different person every 7 years. And maybe this new person's good at math because I'm able to relate it to the world and help these kiddos with that. And so that's one of the things that I do now. I teach. I'm a sped teacher, but primary focus in math.
Wonderful. Way to go, Bridger. And
I like it.
Yeah, and have you found those disciplines to help you in goalkeeping, being a goal player?
Well, I mean, here's the thing about being a goalie or even just a normal player. You've got to be disciplined in everything you do. Because I'm the head coach here now, I don't get a main focus just with the goalies. I have a goalie coach who helps out with those goalies now. But one of the things that we always talk about, a goalie has to be crazy. I mean, you've got to be nuts to want to be a goalie, whether you're at the high school level, elementary level, college, pro. You've got to be a little crazy in your brain because you've got to be willing to risk it all and be disciplined enough to, risk your body to save a shot or just to save your team, right? But I mean, you've got to be disciplined. I mean, that's just everything you do in life, whether we're talking about soccer, we're talking about if you're a trash man, if you're a cashier, if you're a teacher, if you're the president, whatever you are, you got to be disciplined.
Podcaster.
Yeah, you're your own podcast. If you're a content creator, you got to be disciplined. You got to put the work in. You've got to learn from your mistakes, and that's what we're all trying to do out here in life, man. We're just trying to learn from our mistakes and get better every day. And those are what I talk to my kids in my math class, and that's what I talk to my kids in practice. Is every day we're here to get touches. We're here to get better. And if you're not getting better every day, what are you doing?
Wow, man. Wow. I mean, I got goosebumps, man. Way to go. So the overall story goes is that where is Moberly at right now going into the districts?
So right now our record's pretty good right now. We're 12-5. We've had 2 tough games the last 2 games. We played Hannibal the other day and we lost it. It was not a very good game for us. We just didn't play very well. And we lost to a Marshall team that we just tend to struggle with. They're kind of one of our bogey teams, But going into districts, I think we're in a good spot. Where we did get put in a very tough district. Have you had a chance to look at our district yet?
Is that a question?
Yeah. Have you had a chance to look at who all's in our district?
No, I don't answer questions.
Oh, so what? Well, our district is tough, man. We got thrown in with Orchard Farm. We got thrown in with Duchesne, St. Charles West, Winfield. And then we got a couple other ones like Wright City, Mexico, and Fulton. The only teams that we've seen this year have been Winfield, Mexico and Fulton. Mexico and Fulton are in our conference, of course. But I think right now, going into districts, we're probably about that 3 or 4 seed team. It's really going to be depending on what Orchard Farm, Duchesne, St. Charles West, and Winfield, how they finish up their seasons and how they decide to vote. But I think we're doing good. We've got a couple of games where we really need to fine tune some things going into district, but it's gonna be a tough one for sure. But if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
That's that's why you're well certified, baby. Exactly. That's what it is. I mean, it's not given to you. You got to go and take it, man. You're coming up from Moberly, you're taking it.
Absolutely.
Now, besides the penitentiary, what is in Moberly?
We got a Casey's and a Walmart.
Oh, cut it out.
We got KFC, Arby's, McDonald's, Taco Bell. I
All
mean,
right, forget
we've
about
got
it.
we've got a great junior college here, actually. MACC. It's a great college here. It doesn't have college soccer. We've got a pretty strong group here in Moberly that really wants to push for them to get college soccer, but I just don't think they have the space for it.
Yeah.
But we do. We also have Central Christian College of the Bible here. It's an NCCAA team, but they do have a men's soccer program here. They just started it back up last year.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got a bacon plant. I guess there's not a lot of crazy things to do here in Moberly. We don't even have a bowling alley, so
Huh.
it's a bummer because now that I want a bowl, we don't have a bowling alley. But when I was a kid, I didn't want a bowl and we had one, so that's just
Yeah.
how it works, I guess, for you. But I mean, there's not really much to do here besides living your simple, quiet life.
Yeah, I grew up on a stick and bottle caps. Well, it's a long story.
Well, where did you grow up, Kev? Where are you originally from? You're from that St. Louis area?
Oh yeah. I was. I've lived within the city limits all my life. I'm 68, and there it is. I
Wow.
I went from the north side to the south side.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and they still have alleys, and it would be hard to find a bottle cap anymore. But
Oh yeah, you'd have to find a plastic one now.
yeah, and so there it is. But we used to, learn how to play, just adapt to what you got, And I never really liked playing cops and robbers. That was always, okay, you got a little humor. But we had just a fantastic time, and like you said, the history of it all, and that ideal in the head that goes down through your heart, down your belly, onto your feet to say, "Hey, man, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best." And there it is, come on, and that's all you need to know. Right? You'll know what not to do to beat the best.
Absolutely. I mean, I got a great story for you. Our last season, we actually won our first district title in almost 10 years here at Moberly on the girls' side. And this fall we actually won one with the boys as well. First one in like 14 years. But we on the girls' side, the Father Tolton was in our district, and that's who we had to face for the district championship. And they were the reigning Class 1 state champs. And that was literally the mantra that we went into that game is like, girls, you're here for a reason. Like, we're in this district championship. And if you want to be the best, you've literally got to beat the best. Like, this is literally a state championship winning team. Go out there and show that you can do it. And luckily, it was our day for sure. The girls came out ready to play. And a lot of that main core is here again this year. So that's kind of the same mantra. Right now, the only thing that matters right now is getting ready for districts and then going for another title. And again, it's going to be the same mantra. You want to beat the best, you got to beat, or you want to be the best, you got to beat the best for sure. And we do have a very tough district, but I think we can compete for sure.
Absolutely. Those tough districts get you ready for the tough game
Absolutely.
because you know that when you make the Final Four, it's Friday and Saturday, 2 days in a row, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, And it's just is a fantastic way about playing and about life in general. Is that sometimes it gets tough, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And there's got to be winners and losers in life, whether you're playing a sport or you're working a job or whatever. There's going to be winners and losers. You just got to learn from it whenever you lose and make sure you get better so that you become the winner.
Ba-lump-bum. And I'm going to say it proudly. There is not a loser in high school soccer in America, but especially in Missouri. I mean, hats off to each and every one of them. The class is not designated because of their talent or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the school size.
Yeah.
And so, hey, a little school.
So you've been talking to Ehrenberg from Ladue, haven't you?
You're wonderful, baby.
Yeah, I've had a couple of conversations with him about it, and I completely agree. I love his system and the ideas that he has. And I just think, Misha, I don't think Misha would ever go with it because I think they probably just want to honestly put the teams in there, make it easier on themselves and just play it. But I love Dave's ideas for sure.
Yeah. But that whole story is that it's so good to realize that, man, on a given day, you can make it. You could be the best and be
absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's I really like that. And you also mentioned the parity up here in St. Louis, and that is really hats off to the men and women who do that. So, can I call you Bridge?
Yeah, that's actually my nickname. So I get called Bridge, Mr. Pretzel, Coach Pretzel. I've got, there's some other nicknames that are probably inappropriate for a podcast. We won't mention those, but I got plenty of nicknames, and Bridge is one of them, so that's all good.
Wow. Well, it's unique, man, and you're a unique fella. So what we do here at Whale Certified is just say, hey, Bridger, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to for as long as you want to say it for, this is your chance.
So am I calling it? I could either use this as a calling someone out, or I could be like, "Hi, Mom," or "Hi, Kaylee," because I don't know if my fiance will listen to this at all, but we're actually getting married on May 30th.
Wow, so that's my birthday.
Is it really? Well,
yeah.
That's why we chose it. That's why we chose that date. Because hey, Kev would really like it if we got married on his birthday. So it's been one hectic year for me, but I think the big thing that I would want to say is to the Moberly soccer community, I just want to say thank you for letting me have a chance to be the head coach.
Well, man, you're a great ambassador for your soon-to-be bride, and you're a great ambassador also for the Moberly teachers and soccer coaches and all around good people, man. You are solid stock, baby. And,
well, thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is the first guy. This is the first. Congratulations. Whale certified. You and the missus are whale certified, man. We're throwing rice at you and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, man. This is unbelievable.
Am I the first person who's not from the St. Louis area you've interviewed?
Well, your 303 is all that I really know. And
I feel honored that I'm the first Central Missouri guy. I feel honored.
Well, now, there you go. Now you can tip your hat on that one. You are the first Central Missouri.
Central American.
Yeah, but yeah, man, you're the first guy. You're the first guy.
We'll love it. There's a lot of great coaches in this area that I truly feel like, because of the area that we're at, they don't get the plaudits they deserve. There's a lot of great coaches in this central area you could totally reach out to. And I can, after we're done with this, I could send you a list of guys to totally interview. They'd be great.
Oh, super, man. I really dig that. Yeah, that'll be the way to go. And I hope I can get an invite once you start your podcasting.
Yeah, so I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. When I get up in that Kansas City area, there's plenty of dudes that I could be interviewing, but I don't know if it'll be as good as this. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll definitely give you a call.
Oh yeah, no, not to get invited, but to be able to listen and everything. I'm not trying to, hog you on the, you know. But well certified. Like, it's kind of we do a mutual way. If one bounce off of me, I bounce off to you. We'll become
thank you.
Yeah, a podcast. Hey, we could become podcast brothers.
Yeah, podcast buddies, pod buddies.
Yeah. But I really enjoy your company, and I felt the passion and understood that the realness of your love for the game. And once you have that, that's really all you need. So,
well, thank you.
Right on. A goalkeeper, goal player, I'll school you on the Franz hook.
Oh yeah, you'll have to teach me some more about him. I don't recognize the name, but you'll have to teach me more.
He's called the Godfather of goalkeepers.
Oh wait, I think you maybe sent me something like a couple of years ago. I think you sent me like a article or something about him. Like back in 2018, I think you sent it back to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I remember you mentioning Godfather of goalkeeping. I remember you mentioning that. So.
Yeah, baby. But I guarantee, man, I'm nothing but success for you to meet love. And once you meet love, man, amazing things happen.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got whale certified along the way. Holy cow, baby.
I'll add it to my resume.
All right.
Anywhere I go, I'm officially whale certified. They're going to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
You have to go on YouTube or Spotify, man.
All right, then. All right. And so that's what will happen is I'll upload it, download it, and you'll be on YouTube and Spotify and all the rest. I'll send it to this number, okay? Oh, wait.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, send me your number so I can send it to you.
All right, I will. Well, it's the number that you're talking to right now, so I'll send it to you in a text.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works. Okay. Yeah, that's the only one I need. Okay, right, got it. All right, well, so you know that I know that you've been whale certified, and if you really want to, so can you. Till the next time.
Thank you.
All right, Bridger. Bye-bye.